The awesome guys over at Sell Sword Arts ask, what is more durable, a longsword or a katana? Now, this isn't exactly fair. I'm at home, so I don't have the full access to the shop, and all I have is an S5 hand and a half sword here and a 500-year-old Tamahagane katana here. So in this case, the longsword wins hands down. You're talking about a pre-modern technology versus a steel that's used in jackhammers. But if you want to go old school like Sell Sword Arts does and compare the longsword from back in the day to the katana back in the day, you'd still be dealing with Tamahagane, which is a pre-modern steel made by smelting together pine charcoal and iron sand, and crucible steel. And in this particular case, crucible steel is just a better quality steel. Japanese did compensate with that with sanmai, as they suggest, and also kobuse, which is the soft core hard jacket, as opposed to sanmai, which is, but let's just take all things being even. Let's just say we made our longsword out of S5 shock steel and your katana out of S5 shock steel. In this case, the longsword still wins. And that's because of the diamond profile. You have a smaller surface supported by a larger surface and another smaller surface supported by a larger surface. Whereas a katana has a smaller surface supported by a larger surface only on one side. So that makes the spine vulnerable to attacks. And we know this because dealing with many sword manufacturers and awesome sword friends like Matt Jensen, we know that spine is the weak point. That's where they're more likely to break on impact. Whereas a longsword doesn't have that disadvantage, and you can even use the false edge for an attack. And this always leads to the age-old question, what is better, the longsword or the katana? To which I always answer, it's about the swordsman wielding it. You can have the toughest sword in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, you're not going to win against someone who's trained